Guys, I forgot to click the button. What's up, nerds? It's Tuesday. You think it's Monday. It's not Monday. Refresh this chat. Refresh the Chatterino. Chatterino Bambino. Refresh. There we go. Okay. Am I in a weird spot again today? I'm like in a weird spot. What did I do? I did something different. I'm in a different spot. I don't know what's going on. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Tuesday, the 2nd of January, 2024, which is amazing. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? We've arrived. We've arrived into the year of our Lord, 2024. It certainly feels like Monday. That's right, Alyssa. It feels like Monday. It has so much Monday feel. I can't hardly wrap my mind around it. So yeah, it definitely feels like Monday, even though it's not Monday. I get it. I understand. Everyone's tripping. The first of the year was a Monday. I don't know if that's a great decision. To the people in charge, whoever you are, was the first of the year being a Monday a good idea? Was it really a good idea? I mean, come on. I don't know. It's a bit weird. I was earlier today looking up some 2023 recaps to go over some of the big events of the year. And right at the beginning of the show here, I have to admit, I was a little infuriated by some of these lists. One of the lists began, where was it? I'm going to find it here. There it is. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. Ad source. Smart selection. Okay, check this out. Okay, here's one of the articles I was reading earlier today. From December 30th, 2023, a recap of the five most significant world events in 2023. And I swear, this has to be written by a bot. This has to have been written by some kind of robot. And there's no mention of robots writing stories as one of the events, which clues me in to this actually being a GPT article, right? The first part of this article is 1. The year kicked off with a seismic event as Israel found itself under an unprecedented attack on the 7th of October. Like, I don't know a single human being on this planet that would consider the year being kicked off as October 7th. What's up?
Sorry to burst in.
Why are you bursting in? What's up?
Can I have your camper keys? Because I don't know where mine are. Mine were attached to these with
What?
a little cloth ring, but I don't know where mine are now.
You've lost the camper keys?
I've lost my camper keys. I don't know where they are.
Why did she lost the camper keys, folks? Victoria is here because she lost her camper keys. I don't have my camper keys on me. I'm just looking right now. I don't have them.
Well, the camper's locked. So.
Yeah, I don't have them in my pocket. They're in my jacket.
Okay.
So, yeah. I don't know what she's doing, but she's going in the camper. I don't know. I don't understand why she's going in the camper. I don't know why, but apparently now's the time that she's got to go in the camper. She's lost her keys. So instead of finding the camper keys, she's coming in here to get the keys. That's what's up. Can you predict her behavior? No, we cannot connect. We cannot predict Victoria's behavior. Anyhow, back to what I was talking about before we were so rudely interrupted. Gosh, my gosh, guys, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna recover from this kind of aggression? I don't know. Anyhow, I can't imagine a single person on the entire planet that would consider kicking off the year October 7th, and this being the first and most important thing that happened in the world. I don't understand. This has got to be written by a bot that's just trying to, I don't know, stir up controversy or something. I don't understand. I don't understand how this is the kind of crap that shows up when we're searching for news or just a recap of something, you know. U.S. support for Ukraine running out of funds. This is apparently the event that's the most important. Recap of 5 most significant events that the U.S. is going to run out of funds. Apparently, I don't know. Africa's rise of coups in another corner of the globe. The African continent witnessed a concerning trend, a resurgence of military takeovers. Okay, so while this is horrific and intense, yes, makes sense. Number 4, India's historic moon landing. So it throws a moon landing in here and then slides in the heat records. I just don't like this. This is like probably the number one story, right? The heat records affecting every single person on the planet, and the fact like how many people this is going to lead to having problems with being alive. This probably should have been number 1, but just throwing it at number 5. The historic moon landing, while historic, I can't imagine how this is top 5. So frankly, if we want to recap some of the events of this year, or of this last year, I'm going to need you guys to chip in here, because apparently the bots have completely taken over. They're writing articles now that just are nonsensical. They make no sense. It's just chaos. So welcome to the year 2024, where the robots are going to take over. The robots are going to take over. They're going to crush us. It's probably the year of the uprising. You know, it's hard to say. It's hard to say exactly what will come. But I couldn't have believed it if we were going to, that we were going to make it to this point, to the 2024. I didn't know that we were going to make it. I didn't know that we were going to make it here, you know? I lost where's my screen that goes over here to this thing? Okay, there we go. We've got that loaded. Where's my streaming screen so I can yell at people about not liking the stream enough? God, hit the like button. It's 2024. What are you doing? Anyhow, let's say what's up to everybody. I wanted to do a recap. Whilst trying to do the recap, I kept running into crap like that, where it was like, talk about the Hamas war in Palestine, and it's like, I've spoken about it before. I believe the root of all of the problems there is those people's weird organized religions from people that invented them in straw huts 1,000 years ago or 500 years ago, or, you know, no one can really prove when they started, because people have just been rewriting it over the millennia, just to suit their needs. So I think fundamentally it would start with that being the biggest issue. And as soon as they solve that, it'll all get sorted out, I'm sure. But let's say hey to everybody. So I will have done it. Witchy Cat is here. Frank Dominguez, Recab Harris, otherwise known as Sarah Baker. Skog Shrimp and Stuff. What's up, my guy? Fishing Outdoors with Lando. Alyssa Bentley. Aubrey, Gamer One, Fishing Outdoors with Lando. I will just say it twice. Why not? It's so nice. Rosie, Fish Tropic of Canada, Wesley's Fish Club, Fish Fam Link. Still don't know if Fish Fam Link is a robot or not. Alyssa Bentley again, because I'm going to say it twice. And Joel G, all the way from New Z Land. What's the traditional way of saying New Zealand? What's the traditional name for New Zealand? Traditional name for New Zealand. Let's find out. Let's find out what the heck it is. Etoera me te Waiapumunu. Oh, I don't know how to say that. Te Laka a Maui. Oh, we're going to have... Guys, we're back to the pronunciation channel. Welcome to the pronunciation of stuff where we are again. Pronunciation. Let's practice. Let's get good.
Ao. Tea. Roa. Ao. Tea. Roa.
Aotearoa.
In American English, we might say this more similar to Aotearoa.
Aotearoa. Nice. We're back in the pronunciation. We're back in the pronunciation department. Aotearoa. Okay. That's the traditional New Swaziland. How you say it? Hot off the presses. It's hot off the presses, folks. Okay, you just got to figure it out. Ire last week. I'd say Ire wrong, so we didn't really learn anything because I don't remember how to say that. Okay, we'll look it up. All right, we're going to try to get both of them. EIRE pronunciation. We looked this up, and it was something weird. All right, here we go.
This is said, and I guess that's how it should be pronounced, as Eira.
Eira. Oh, that's
Pretty
why it was
straightforward
weird.
once you
Eira.
know.
Okay, guys, we're learning. Oh, God. Are we? Probably not. Old dog, new tricks, probably not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying. That's all that we can hope for, is that I'm trying. Right? YFI. What does YFI stand for? What does that stand for? Let's look it up. YFI. No, that's FYI. No, I want YFI. We got nothing. It's an acronym for something. You fail it? Maybe? Yamaha fuel injection? Nice. Nice. Yoga Federation of Ireland. That doesn't make any sense. Yale Friends of Ireland? Young Families Initiative? I don't like the Young Families Initiative. If I recall, this is like a conservative weirdo group, right? Lutheran Family Services. That's right. I think these are the weirdos that were trying to like deprogram gay people, right? Isn't that what this was? I think that's what this is. Oh no, that's just Lutheran Family Services. Yeah, maybe it is. The Young Families Initiative Pro is a free crown. Could be wrong. But what is it? Your fishy indulgence? Oh my God, that's so hot. I like that. Your fishy indulgence. What band? What band had indulgence in the? Whoops, I put a space in there. There's Mindless Self-Indulgence. Great band. Amazing band, actually. Fantastic band. They sing about all of the things that are important, I think. Oh, it's a play on Wi-Fi. Oh, okay. I thought it was a play on Mindless Self-Indulgence, which I would have been a level of hotness I would have been signing up for. I would have signed up for it, for sure. The lead singer, Jimmy Urine, he's got a fast tempo. He's a quick fella. Quick fella. It's bigger than Rhode Island. What's that? What about that gigantic iceberg that is a few times bigger than Long Island and is currently floating around the Southern Ocean off the coast of Antarctica? Good Lord, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna look it up. Iceberg in. Let's look it up. Oh my God, for decades, A23A, oh, I remember reading about A23A, has sat quietly out of sight off the coast of Antarctica, but the berg has been attracting notice in November 2023 as it drifts northward across the Weddell Sea. Closer to shipping lanes, islands inhabited by wildlife, and warmer, iceberg-destroying waters of the Southern Ocean. That beast is big. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about this iceberg, folks. 'Tis large. 'Tis charge. It's large and in charge. November 24th, the world's largest iceberg breaks free Oh my God, do we have to cookies? Do I have to have cookies here? Oh my God, look guys. They want me to do the cookies. Look at this. Guys, we got to pay. We're supposed to pay? Continue without supporting. Okay, we're going to do that. November 24th, the world's largest iceberg is on the move. Hey, you know, if we had more YouTube members and patrons, I would pay. I would pay for a subscription. I would. Right now, we can't afford it. It's the second of the year, and I'm going through my finances, and yeah, no job is brutal, you know. So, but we're gonna do what we can. We're gonna probably sell drugs, right? Can we sell drugs? Are we allowed to do that? Hold on, let me check. Let me check real quick. Hold on, guys. We're gonna close this for a second. We're gonna close this for a second. We're gonna look something up. Can you sell drugs legally? No, it's still illegal. Okay, so we won't be able to. We won't be able to do that. It says federal and state, and that sounds like a lot of reading. Okay, guys, that sounds like a shitload of reading. So I don't think we're gonna do it. We'll read this other stuff about freaking icebergs, dude. We're gonna learn more about icebergs. Oh, that's right. I moved this. That's why it's weird. Okay, let's go like this. We're gonna. I pushed Alt. There we go. Oh, ooh, yeah. We're gonna be right here today. There we go. Okay, cool. Okay. Oh, fuck. That's so good. People love it. People love it. They're gonna write home. They're gonna write home to their mom. They're gonna tell them all about it. Write home to your mom. Tell them that you just love it so much. You can't even handle it. You over there cannot handle it. Okay, the world's largest iceberg on the move for the first time in more than 3 decades, scientists said on Friday. At almost 4,000 square kilometers, 1,500 square miles, the Antarctic iceberg, called A23A, is roughly 3 times the size of Nuevo York Ciudad. The Ciudad de Nuevo York. Since calving, how do you say that? Caving off the West Antarctica's Filchner-Ronne ice shelf in 1986, the iceberg, which once hosted a Soviet research station, has largely been stranded after its base became stuck on the floor of the Weddell Sea. Not anymore. Recent satellite images reveal that the berg, weighing nearly 1 trillion metric tons, is now drifting quickly past the northern tip of the Antarctic Peninsula, aided by strong winds and currents. It's rare to see an iceberg of this size on the move, says British Antarctic Survey glaciologist Oliver Marsh. Uh-oh, somebody's giving me a psst yeah, psst. Hi, Rumbust. What are you doing? Hi, Rumbust. How are you? Rumbust giving me a psst, psst. Hi, Rumbust. I gave him a hi back. As it gains steam, the colossal berg will likely be launched into the Antarctic circumpolar current. This will funnel it towards the Southern Ocean on a path known as Iceberg Alley, where others of its kind can be found bobbing in dark waters. OMG, this freaking iceberg is busting loose. You know what I'm saying? Over time, it's probably just thinned slightly and got that bit of extra buoyancy that's allowed it to lift off the ocean floor and get pushed by ocean currents. A23A is among the world's oldest icebergs. It's possible A23A could again become grounded at South Georgia Island. That would pose a problem for Antarctica's wildlife. Millions of seals, penguins, and seabirds breed on the island and forage in the surrounding waters. Behemoth A23A could cut off such access. Oh, that's a bummer. Oh. Wow, that's a bummer, dudes. Well, it's not good. Prognosis. The prognosis here is not good, folks. The prognosis on the iceberg situation, it's not good. This looks bleak. Not good. That's not a good situation, guys. I don't know what to tell you, but the global warming, like I mentioned earlier, the climate change, the heating, whatever the hell you want to call it, should probably be our main focus at this point in time. But currently, the world is embroiled in whether or not Christmas is canceled or gender-neutral bathrooms or fucking whatever stupid nonsense they're gonna spin up this week, like the green M&Ms. Whether the green M&Ms are sexy or not, I don't know. I don't know how we've gotten to this point. And the weird thing is, actually, a little while ago, I was like, "How did we get to this point?" And then somebody pointed out to me a bunch of crap from the 60s, a bunch of crap from the 20s, a bunch of crap from the 1800s. Like, we've been this way the whole time. We haven't changed. So that's how we got here. We just were here, and we've yet to evolve into worrying about bigger problems. But that's where we're at. You said breeding. I heard breathing. Animals breathing on the iceberg might help the situation. It might help. The penguins should get on there and start flapping their wings. That's what I think could happen. That's what I think could happen. Any suggestions for growing a moss wall? I was thinking about using spiky moss. The suggestion would be, pick whatever moss, really. But the bigger suggestion there would be you want to build a system that's actually going to self-water itself, because you will imagine that you're going to water the wall if it needs it. You're not going to get to it. You're not going to get to it every time. So a self-watering situation, and build them on the let me find in my Amazon store the thing I'm going to tell you about. Orders. Here we go. Let's see if we can't find it. I can't find the material that I built the moss walls out of a while back. Was it this one? I think it was this one. Yes. This is the one. Currently unavailable, so we'll have to find one that's the same. 5 pieces flour, mesh pad. Oh, there it is. A different company. A different company is selling the exact same thing. So, full disclosure, weirdos, I'm going to post an Amazon link in the chat. I am an Amazon affiliate. So, if you go through the link and you buy stuff at Amazon, I'll get a commission. So, whenever you feel like buying something on Amazon, click through my link and I'll get a commission, because otherwise someone else is going to get the commission and you don't know who that someone else is. It could be some weird pervert off of Facebook or something that you clicked on TikTok. Could have been any of those things. So, yeah. So the first thing that you want to do, Gary, is get some of this screen. Now, obviously, there are different kinds. There are different sizes. You probably would want to find something that's big or small, depending on your use case. I don't know how big you want to build it. But you definitely want to get some of this poly... What is it called? Poly... Blah, 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 what's the plastic type? It's a poly something. Yeah, I think this one, it's not water soluble, basically, and it's not toxic, and it won't break down. It'll ruin the environment eventually, but you'll be long dead by then, okay? We'll just put it that way. It's water safe. That's a kind way of putting it, is that it's water safe. You're going to have to attach the moss to it and grow the moss on it, but you're going to have to build some kind of self-watering system. I recommend doing that with one of these little pumps here. So we want to go through here and find the little pump. that we used last time to do it. Let's see if we can't find this little this little guy. The Pulaco. Funny, goofy little name. So what I did is I got one of these little pumps right here. I believe the company had a different name at the time, or there's a bunch of companies selling these little Chinese-made pumps. You put one of these, you put it down in your water source, and then you feed the little tiny tube up the wall. You split the tube up at the top. So you put some splitters up at the top. You use some zip ties to zip tie it on there, so it has a trickle of water along the back of that mesh, and your moss shall stay moist at all times. Now, if you want to build it so that it is just in the back of the aquarium, what I'd almost recommend doing is what I just said, build it like that, put it in some kind of riparium so that it can grow all across the mat. You get adhered to the mat, and then you can start to submerge it and put it in the back. I would grow it above. It's going to be much better for you. It's going to be a much better experience to grow it emergent, not submerged under the water. You could do it submerged under the water, but I don't recommend it because it has a lot more problems to get it to grow in than it is to have it grown, put it in there, and then maintain it, right? So if you already have that moss wall grown, maintaining it's going to be much easier than it is to grow it under the water. And it'll be significantly slower to grow it under the water too. So there's not a huge benefit to doing it under the water other than it is already attached. As a shout out to everybody who is a YouTube member and or a patron, I shall open the green room in case anyone needs to call in today and speak to me with their mouth whole. Maybe you got words coming out of the front of your head and you want me to hear them. Maybe you got words. Maybe you got weird other sounds. I don't know. Maybe you got other weird sounds you want me to hear. I don't know. Maybe you're that guy from Police Academy who can make all the strange noises with your mouth, like the jackhammer and the police car noises. Maybe you have a keyboard set up with Schwarzenegger drops on it. I don't know what you got. Maybe you got a MIDI keyboard and you got sound bites to drop on us. I don't know. That could be a thing, and you might have to. I don't know what is up with my collar. It's freaking me out right now. I don't know what is going on. I don't know what's going on with my collar. It's freaking me out. Whew. Okay. We went through the routers. We went through the stuff. Okay. This weekend, guys, the girls were gone on Saturday, and they had a sleepover with a bunch of other girls, and my plan was to move all of this office. My plan was to move this whole office on Saturday, have it all done, so when they got home, it'd be ready to go. As you guys know, I've been working on the old computer that used to be my other streaming computer that like Alyssa would use when it came over. I've updated it. I put a new CPU in it that I ordered some months ago. We got the new CPU, the computer processor, in it, which meant we had to put a new cooler in it to keep the CPU from overheating. We got that done. We had to swap the hard drives out. It basically just had to like add a hard drive in there, but they're NVMe M.2, so you got to actually go into the motherboard. It's not old SATA drives. You could just plug those in. As a matter of fact, I got one that's just sitting on my desk over here that's plugged into this computer. You can just plug those in. Boom, you're done. M.2 NVMe drives, you have to get in there, remove the heatsink. It's a bit of a pain, but they're much better hard drives. So cheers to that, right? Very cool. And so we got that done. Then we had to move on to the other part. We had to reconfigure all the wires. We had to move all the stuff around. Great. Working fantastic. And we realized that that video card that was in there was, I believe when we looked it up, it was from 2016, I think. I think because it was on my, no, the RX, what was it? The RX 480, I think, is what was in there. A very old video card. Video card. I wonder if I actually ordered it through Amazon because we could actually find it. I don't think I did. No. Let's see. GPU? No. It's not even in my orders. So let's look up video. Did that get it? If we go way back into the Wayback Machine, we go way back. Oh my gatos. Let's see. Anyhow, I don't think it's in here. I was hoping it was in here. I was hoping like many years ago I had ordered it from Amazon. I don't think I did. I must have ordered it from like Newegg or something like that. Let's look up the old RX 480. When was that released? 2016. So we had a 9-year-old we had a 9-year-old video card in there, which by the way still works fine. It still works fine. I will save it and I'll use it for a different project down the road. Because I found my old computer case. When we moved it here, I stuck it up into the rafters, and guess who's going to make a mutant old computer at some point? This guy right here. Because I got a power supply, I got a video card. I'm going to make a wacky junk computer out of my old junk. I'm going to put my old hard drives in it so I can look in them. And I can go look at all this old stuff from a long time ago and see what's in there, and our minds will be blown. Our minds will be blown. They'll be exploded. Our brains will freak out. Anyhow, so we got the new GPU in there. We got that done. We got the new GPU. We settled on a GPU. It's the ARC. So we got the Intel A70 ARC A770A, which has 16 gigs of RAM. It seems to process pretty well. It's going to do the video stuff we want it to do. We want it to be able to edit videos. Scrubbing and editing videos has been exceedingly difficult with my current computer for a multitude of reasons that do not matter now. Age being one of them, right? Just basically processing 4K video and all that kind of stuff has become a bit of an issue for my old video card over here. And the options were upgrade this computer, which there's no upgrade path for this computer anymore because they don't make this socket. They don't make the CPU socket anymore, which is an extreme bummer, and I'm pretty bummed out by it, but it is what it is. That's just the reality. So we went with the older computer, and we got a new video card for it, a new processor for it, because they're still making processors for that motherboard, right? So we got that done. We put in the video card. When I say we, I mean I installed the new video card, installed all of the new drivers, flashed all the new drivers to everything, updated all the software, went through everything. Okay, we're going smooth. We're going smooth, baby. Everything's going good. Everything's going fine. Okay. Turns out one of the things that I need to do is initialize what's called resize bar. Okay. So for that video card, resize bar needed to be activated. Okay. Now, this being an older computer, the hard drives were set to what's called MBR, which is short for something. MBR. What does that mean? I forget. Master boot record, right? Which MBR was master boot record. It's how you set your partitions on your hard drive in the past. Now, those hard drives being set to MBR was a problem because they needed to be set to GPT. You guys hear GPT all of the time. It's not Chat GPT. It is GUID, G-U-I-D, partition table is what it stands for. Anyhow, GPT is the newer partitioning for the hard drives. Now, I couldn't turn on resize bar unless the hard drive was formatted in GPT instead of MBR, okay? This is a gigantic freaking headache. I got to tell you, I got advice from computer guys. I got advice from all sorts of people. I read about 1,000 different articles. I cloned the hard drive. I decloned the hard drive. I moved the hard drive to a new hard drive. I'm getting an echo from Witchy Cat. Okay, there we go. So I moved the hard drive over. I took the hard drives out. I changed all the files. I took everything there. I took it off. I put it on. I did this. There's so much stuff I did. I downloaded third-party apps. People gave me advice. Download this app. This app will do it. So I get that app. I check the app to make sure it's not malicious. Go through all of that. Then I go, okay, what's it going to do? Go through to do it. Now I have to pay $60 for something that's advertised as a freeware program. And frankly, I didn't want to pay $60 to somebody who's extorting money out of me from advertising that the thing was free. You know, like that's a point of contention as far as I'm concerned. If you say this is free, the expectation is it is free. You advertise that it does this, and this is free software. The one thing I needed it to do, the advertised feature that I needed it to do was the one thing that they were advertising, and it being free, it was not free. It was $60 annual subscription. So once a year, I would accidentally pay $60 to something, then argue for the refund or whatever because I'd be like, what the fuck? Or have to change my credit card so that it doesn't charge my credit card, you know. And they had advertised that it was free. Multiple places, by the way. It wasn't just one place. Multiple places did this. So I was in the struggle on Saturday trying to get that to work. I was knee-deep in the struggle. I was in it, okay? I was in the middle of the hard struggle. I was about to lose my mind. The girls weren't here. None of the stuff was getting done that I wanted to get done, which was physically move all of this stuff, reconfigure all this stuff. But I couldn't move this stuff until I knew that that computer in there was going to work. Now, I will tell you, it was about midnight when I gave up. I just gave up. I was like, just F it. I was like, fuck this. I'm not doing this anymore. I can't fucking do this. I'm done. I'm done with this computer. Oh my God. I'm losing my mind. I got to walk away. So I did. I walked away. I went to go watch a TV show called Shadow and Bone. Is it any good? I don't know, but it said that the second season was out, so I started to watch an episode. I fell asleep for a minute. How long did I fall asleep for? I don't know, but I woke up about 1:45. Shadow and Bone was still on, so I started watching it. At approximately, hold on, I want to check the actual timestamp here. 31. That's the 31st day, right? At approximately 1:56 a.m., somebody in a hoodie ran past my front window, like the big bay window on the front of the house, in the yard. They ran that way. They ran right by the front window, in the yard, not out on the street, not out on the sidewalk. They ran in the yard. that away. Hooded human ran that way. So naturally, I get up, go to the safe, ready to commit a murder, and I'm looking out the windows trying to figure out like who that was, why somebody's breaking in, or they weren't actively breaking in. Why is somebody like potentially going to break in? So then I come around to the other side, come out, go looking around, don't see anybody. Go around to the other side of the house, don't see anybody. Go to the back of the house, don't see anybody. Check the cameras. It turns out at 1:57, they ran through the yard the other direction, which means they went down there to my neighbor's driveway. They were over there for about a minute and then ran the other direction past the window again. So, needless to say, your boy over here, your guy, me, was up till like, I don't know, 3:30 in the morning on Saturday night, wandering around, prepared to commit a violent act against whoever was attempting to commit a violent act against me. Now, was this imaginary paranoia, rage-induced sleep dream, or whatever? Nope, I have them on the security cameras. Initially, that was my thought. Initially, my thought was I was asleep. Maybe I'm just had a weird dream. Nope. Looked it up on the security cameras, and indeed, somebody ran down there, was over there for a minute, and ran back the other way. I went and looked. They didn't throw anything in the bushes. They didn't do anything over there. Nothing was on fire. Nothing was spray painted. Nothing was. Yeah, there was no evidence of said person, but yet, it gets your heart rate going, and then it's not. Then you can't just go right back to sleep, because the thing is that, like, are they in the backyard? Are they in the side yard? Are they going to break into my car? Or are they going to, whatever. You get a million weird thoughts. Luckily, the girls weren't here, so that I didn't wake them up and freak them out or anything like that. But very weird. So, fits of rage with a computer not working properly. Weird people running around the front yard in the middle of the night. I wake up on Sunday, and it's time to clean up the house a little bit, get ready. The girls come back home, and get some stuff done. Got some buddies come over to watch the miserable Seattle football Seahawks, who lose to the Pittsburgh Steelers, which there's no reason that they should have lost that game, other than they're complete failures, and maybe they just wanted to fail. I don't know. Maybe they were hoping to fail. I don't know what they were trying to do there, but they lost to the Pittsburgh football Steelers, and we don't like. Ever since the referees basically gave Pittsburgh the Super Bowl, we don't like the Pittsburgh football Steelers since that happened, and so we lost to them. So now we don't know if we're going to make it to the playoffs. It's a very slim chance that we make it to the playoffs because we have to win this weekend and some other people lose. The Green Bay football Packers have to lose, I think, and then we can make it to the playoffs. But real bummer, stupid stuff. Now, needless to say, that was New Year's Eve, okay? New Year's Eve, very excited, very wow. And my buddies that were here, Sean and Tiffany, they were both here, and they said, oh, we're going to go get dinner somewhere, blah, blah, blah. And then somehow we got invited to go to the dinner. So we all went out to dinner. It sounded like a better idea that if we all go out to dinner, it would be more fun. And indeed, it was more fun. Whilst out at the dinner, the reason I bring that up is that I was talking with Sean about the computer and the issues I was having and all the stuff that was going on. And Sean used to be a networking guy. He used to do computer networking in the past, a long time ago. And we were just discussing the whole situation and how frustrated I was with it. Like, how stupid this is. This is ridiculous, blah, 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 this and that. And it made me realize at the time, I was like, wait a minute, there's got to be a way to remedy. There's got to be a way to remedy this. There's got to be a way. There has got to be a way. So, off. I come back home. Bath time, get the girls to bed. I stay up late because Because the girls go to bed, then I can just work on whatever and not be bugging. You know what I mean? So, anyhow, I'm trying to get this computer thing figured out because this is important. And I go, hey, wait a minute. There's got to be a way to do this. So I go into the command prompt. I was going to say I went into PowerShell, but I didn't go into PowerShell. I went in all the way into the command prompt to the exe files and started to look around at the commands. And I was like, there's got to be a way to do this command. So then I go look up an index command online, and it turns out there is a way to do it. In the command prompt, it's simply type out a few commands. You run a couple commands to test it. You run a couple commands to do it, and it just does it. It just does it. Okay? And boom, 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 Bob's your uncle. It's done. I go into the BIOS, set everything up into the BIOS, turn it on. It's a working. It's a chirping. It's a doing all the things. And people were lighting off fireworks and scaring the dog because it was 12:10 or whatever. It was New Year's Eve. So I rang in the New Year's on New Year's Eve, excited by myself about something that you would have to be a very specific person to be excited about. And that would be reconfiguring my hard drives on my computer from MBR to GPT, that my video card would work properly. And yeah. So 9.5 years sober, over 9.5 years sober. That's how I'm celebrating my New Year's. Did I get laid? No. Did I do any drinking? No. Did I do any dancing? Yes, but it was very minimal, and there wasn't really wasn't anybody else around. There was no dancing. I could have looked forward to some sweaty dancing. That could have been fun. But we are 3,521 days sober, and thankfully, I went right through the New Year's just excitedly celebrating the fact that I was able to fix my computer fuckery. I fixed it. I got it. I figured it out. I had a brain moment. I had a moment where my brain started working so good. I figured it out, and I got it done. Witchy Cat, what's up? What are you doing? Are you just listening in because it's less delay? Oh, she's not on the mic today. Witchy Cat's on the call, but she's not on the mic. Okay.
And Stu.
Oh, there you are. There you appeared from the darkness.
Sorry about that. I'm filing a return on a product from Amazon because the charger for my solar generator just blew, scared the hell out of me. I thought it was the generator, and since I just put the other one literally an hour ago into the mail to send it back for a repair, I couldn't have both go. So luckily it's just the charger. So
it's just the
I am
charger?
not without power. Yeah, I bought a cheap LifePo 4 charger.
Oh.
And it blew. And so luckily I always buy the stupid Assuron warranties because they saved my behind. And this is what I'm doing.
Oh, really?
Well, I got the new. So for those who have no idea, I am off-grid completely, and I have a big solar generator. And I've had this particular model for 3 years, and I just bought their newer model when it came out. I got one of the first 35, which someone put together wrong. So you can't put the battery on it.
Oh, really?
Much like you and your graphic card shenanigans.
Yeah, dude, I got to admit, just the torrent, the flowing river of profanity
Yes.
If you remember A Christmas Story, do you remember A Christmas Story?
Yes.
And he would talk about his dad's like legendary swearing when he would go down into the basement and
Yes.
yell at the
Pull out the
furnace.
lights and stuff. Yeah.
It was like
Oh, the
that.
furnace.
Yeah, it was like that. It
Yeah.
was, man. If the
Yeah, that
Bumpus's
was me.
dogs came over and ate a turkey, it would have been exact. I think. But
That was
yeah,
me Friday, trying to put a battery onto a generator that it's supposedly made for,
Mhm.
fighting with it for 45 minutes, trying to get this 70-pound unit onto a 35-pound battery, and nothing's working. Finally turning it over and realizing that someone had installed the plug backwards.
Oh, really?
And I could open it up and switch it myself, but I'd void my warranty. So now I have to send it back to Idaho, and oh jeez. So yeah.
Idaho. What
And
are they
then-
doing? What are they doing in Idaho?
That's where this company's out of.
Oh, really?
They're in Idaho, which is good in some ways, because when I say, look, about 4 hours before you guys get a crap ton of snow, I'm going to get a crap ton of snow, and I'm not going to be able to go anywhere. So I need you to do this yesterday, not 2 weeks from now. And they go, oh, okay, we get it.
Right.
You know, I'm not sending something to, Florida where they're like, what snow?
Right. Right. Yeah, I can't relate to
So-
those Florida people, man. They don't even know what
Those-
snow is. They probably never even seen it.
No, they're strange.
The only snow
Plus-
they've ever seen is out at the club
Okay, yeah. Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
on the back of a
Okay.
toilet seat at the local, you know. That's Florida man
Anyway.
style anyhow. You can't argue that.
That's true.
You can't argue that. We're known for
You just can't sell it legally.
we're known for
You can argue
frozen
about it.
we're known for frozen precipitation. Florida is known for its cocaine imports, okay? Where do you think Miami came from? Come on.
Get it straight. Yeah. Anyway, so that was literally like
Oh my
in the
God, how
last
bad?
2
Oh, hold on. Hey, how bad would the infrastructure be in Florida? Even though it's bad now, but how much worse would it be without the cocaine trade of the '80s? The
Ooh.
infrastructure.
I don't
I
know.
don't
That's
even-
like
I-
asking if Las Vegas would exist without having had gambling and prostitution when it was set up. I don't think you could.
Hey, man. What is my bride doing? What is she doing over there?
I don't
Hey! What you doing? Okay. It's aromatic. I can smell the smells.
Uh-oh.
Oh, okay. She's making beef stew, and I'm yelling at her through the door.
Well
It's
planned.
she's browning the steak for beef stew, and it is
Mm,
it's robust.
that sounds yummy. That sounds
freaking-
nutty.
It's freaking robust, dude.
Dude.
Oh my God, dudes! We have a $35.21 super chat from Skog Shrimp and stuff. Says sometimes I listen in because I don't like the delay. Oh, like on Discord. That's right. You guys actually get the live feed on Discord, which is it's pretty hot. You guys are like behind the scenes.
But you can't watch the video and listen because then it becomes too distracting. Between that and the small check of your shirt, which my television cannot stand.
Mm.
Just
Oh.
like that.
Oh, I mean, I can put the video up in here, but I don't think there's really like I can go like this. Hold on, see?
Not a
I
big
can go like
deal.
this
I
and
get
be
it.
like, "Hey guys, look at me! This is my video.
I'm everywhere.
I'm everywhere. I'm all around. I'm broadcasting to all of the internet. Oh, get it?
Yeah, but now you don't look like a badly overdubbed kung fu movie, and that takes all the fun out of it.
Oh, is that the fun part? You guys get the full room shot. You guys can see all sorts of stuff going on in the background.
Well, no, it's this. Well, yeah, a little bit. We can see your self-portrait and
Yeah.
a little bit of.
You get the full room shot. It's the full
It's
room.
very
dude.
exciting.
I mean, I could make it
So-
even wider.
How goes the fish room?
What do you mean?
Well, we've fought with the computer all week. Any progress on the fish room?
That's part of the fish room.
Well, technically, yes. They're rather small. Well, not. You know what I mean.
That's the heartbeat of the fish room. That's the
Okay.
heartbeat, dude. You know, if I don't have the computers in there, there's not much that I can do in there.
Not just to do in that. That's true.
Well, no, I've been building a bunch of stuff, but I've been recording it, so you guys will eventually see the videos. If I'm able to edit them, which is the heartbeat, the computer situation, that was
Right.
kind of the thing.
Right.
So the computer that I'm on right now, okay,
Yes.
it's a Threadripper, and I built this computer for the idea that like the future I'd be able to continue to use this as a workstation computer. Over time now, the few years that have gone by, 3 years I've been running this rig, maybe 4 years now. The company that makes the CPU for this, they no longer make anything in this CPU designation, right? So they went from the TR4 socket to the TR5 socket, and they're making new Threadrippers now. They don't fit in this computer. So I can't upgrade the CPU in this. And it's not a bare bones CPU, but it's the lower tier. It's the one I could afford, right? Currently, the current Threadripper that is out now, the new ones, I believe the cheapest one is $5,000, which makes my teeth sweat.
Yeah.
A
that
$5,000 CPU. I think that's probably the cheapest one right now. Let's see. Yeah, anyhow, the newest Threadrippers are like $5,000. I think you could probably find one for $4,000 somewhere or whatever, but they basically took this and redid the chips for it, stopped making the old ones, and so it's made this obsolete. It's obsolete because they decided to change their minds. I don't know. I don't know why or whatever, but I can't convince a computer company to not do whatever they're going to do. They're a gigantic corporation with all sorts of money and stuff, and I'm like a guy who's like, I just want to be able to buy a computer processor for like $300. Can you do that? And they're like, no, we don't care. Fuck off. Like, you just go fuck yourself.
Right.
They did that. So there really was no upgrade path for this computer. Unless I went out and bought like a new generation GPU. Like I potentially could put like an RX 490 or something like that in this computer, and then fingers crossed it would process better, right? But it's becoming increasingly more and more difficult to like load in 4K video and then go through the video without it stuttering, getting all fucked up, freezing, crashing the program. It's just more and more and more of that. And I don't know how many people out there do editing, but like you can be editing for like 2 hours, get a bunch of stuff done. The video program crashes and it doesn't save any of the changes that you did because you're kind of like in a rhythm. You're trying to do stuff and you're like working in a rhythm. You kind of like figure out what you're doing. Like things are starting to happen. You're putting stuff in places. You're like going forward and backward through the same part. Like, I don't know, the music's weird. It needs to start here. So you're doing all that stuff and then it crashes and all that like progress just goes away. And then you need to somehow like reenact the last inspired couple hours that you worked on something. So it is about the most frustrating thing around with trying to edit, and especially trying to edit big files and all that stuff. And there's a bunch of other shit you can do, but the reality is like I just need to get a setup that I can actively edit with, because it's not working the way I'm doing it. The way I'm doing it, it's like it's not working and it's not getting the task done. Skog says Vegas doesn't autosave every 15 minutes. It does sometimes. if you have that setting turned on specifically, but
That tends to eat up more of your processing, or at least it does when you do Photoshop. I can't even imagine when you're doing rendering.
yeah, I mean it does sometimes, and it doesn't sometimes. I mean, but you have to sort of be cognizant of on your own end editing to constantly be saving as you make a bunch of changes. That's basically the way I can describe that. Is like if you count on autosave, you'll rue the day. Like you will completely regret counting on autosave to save your video edits. That's the reality, because as soon as you start to rely on it, it will crash one day and you'll lose all of these edits that you've done for whatever reason. I don't know why. It's incredibly frustrating. Aquarium Adventure says 5700X for under 200 pounds. It rips through 4K. So I went with the Arc 770 because the Intel GPU seemed to be better for productivity, but it took a while to configure it. People were mentioning things like it may take a while to configure it, and nobody was ever specific about anything. So that's the issue. I may need to make a Reddit post about how fiddly it is and things that you'll run into as a problem. I've got them all sorted, and now I'm familiar with them, so I probably will never make the Reddit post, and just laugh at other people when they get frustrated. Is probably what will happen. But maybe I'll make a YouTube video about it. I don't know. Maybe I'll make a setting up this GPU video someday. I don't know.
Be sure to include the dowel rod just to really confuse them.
Oh yeah, I used the dowel to hold my video card up. I don't know if you guys have ever seen video cards are so big now that they'll flex and lean over. I just cut a piece of dowel and stuff that in there, and it holds it up because I don't want to buy one. Basically, what do they call those things? GPU support bracket. Oh my God, they're $10. See, that's how you know I don't want to buy one.
Probably
10
paid,
American dollars? Get the
for the
F
dowel?
out of here, dude. What?
Probably paid, 60 cents for the dowel?
Probably less than that, because I already had the dowel, so I was out $0.
There you go.
Yeah, this one's $13. This one's $16. I could just cut a piece of wood and stuff it in there. Come on. Everyone knows that wood is good inside computers, right? It's nature's way of fixing your computer. It's
Hardly ever
natural.
catches on fire.
Kelly Roach says, dude, thank God I had to find a dead rat in my crawl space during that Hawks game. Bummer. What's with the dead rat in your crawl space? We could talk all about rats in the fucking crawl space. I had a lot of them, and then so far they're all been murdered or at least evacuated. So we're doing okay in the rat situation. After paying all that money for the insulation, my God. Sometimes you have regrets in this life. Replacing the insulation I don't regret, but having paid the money I regret. It makes me sad. But
Yeah.
we were all working at the time, so, it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm sitting here looking at installation thinking much the same thing. The cats
Kelly
have started
Roach is asking Alyssa Bentley, do you get paid commissions at your store? I'm currently in the planning phase of upgrading my 55 to a 90-gallon aquarium. I'd love to support you if it works out. I don't know about that. I don't have an answer for that.
That would be awesome if she does.
I'm not sure. It would be weird if you did, though. I suppose that it's possible, but it would be weird, I think, that if an aquarium store was doing commissions on like animal stuff sales. I don't know. That would be weird, I think. you'd get people like, you'd get a lot of workers that were like motivated to sell weird stuff to people that they probably didn't need. And I can't imagine that would work out very well in the long run as far as a pet store goes, right? Like, just imagine like the needy dog owner lady who comes in every week and is always like bending everybody's ear about what dog food is the best or whatever. And then people are selling her all sorts of stuff, and then her dog gets sick, and then she freaks out and calls the local news. I don't think that would be. I don't think that would be great for a pet store to try and do that. All customers are insane, by the way. Not only pet stores, any kind of retail, food service, auto mechanics. All customers are crazy, myself included. So I think you'd be setting yourself up for more interactions with the crazy folk if you had commissions at a pet store. It would be dangerous. But you never know. They might.
True. Interesting. But if she does, I'll have to order my future stuff from her instead of Amazon. Or spread the love.
Oh, Skog Shrimp and Stuff says, I got commissions at the store I worked at, 4% on every sale. It wasn't enough to oversell anyone or steal a sale, but it added up at the end of the week, especially on full Apex setups or large tanks. I guess if you got 4% off of everything, that just kind of sounds like a bonus, really, right? That almost just sounds like your boss just had a bonus program for everybody. Alyssa says, I don't get commissions, but we do get end-of-year bonuses, and the amount you get depends on how well you're doing. Huh. Weird. I don't know. These are all weird systems to me. I personally would just pay my employees enough. That's what I would do. I would focus on just paying them enough for them to want to work. Counting on commissions just leads to wackiness, right? Like, I spent so many years in the restaurant industry dealing with servers versus kitchen. And I tell you, I had this conversation about 1,000 different times with waitresses and waiters that would be back in the kitchen fucking around, trying to steal food, trying to get cooks to make them stuff, trying to get cooks to do things for them, like their side work. I constantly had waiters and waitresses trying to pay the dishwashers or the fry cooks or whatnot, like $10 to go do all their side work, like mop all the floors and clean all the tables and vacuum and all that stuff. And in fact, I had a conversation one night with one of the waitresses because I was quite frustrated and pissed off that these self-entitled pieces of shit would come into the back and try to get my guys to go do work for them for basically nothing. And, I was talking with her, and I go like, look, do you need me to go look up your pay stubs? I can go look up your credit card reports. I can go look all that up right now if you need me to. I am one of the managers here. I can go look that up. I have access to it. And we can find out how much money you make. And we can let him know exactly how much money you make, or you can get out of here. And she said, fine, go look it up. So we go look it up, and this chick, on average, made $680 a night. Okay? And worked an extraordinarily hard shift from 6 p.m. to midnight. So roll into work about 5:45 with your uniform on, walk around, talk to people, take stuff to people. We had multiple bussers. They didn't have to bus their own tables. We had food runners there. They didn't have to run their own food. We had bartenders there that would make all their drinks for them. We had hostesses that would seat the tables for them. So to those of you out there that would claim that being a waitress is difficult, I would agree. At certain restaurants like Denny's, where there's no one helping you and whatnot, it can be a quite difficult job. This wasn't a difficult job. Now, this human being was making over $600 a night, close to $700 a night. If you want to do the math on that, feel free. Let's do it. Oh, let's do it real quick. I can do it on my phone here real quick. Calculator. 5 times, let's say 650 equals $3,250. Let's say that they work 50 weeks out of the year. That's $162,000 a year from somebody who didn't even graduate high school. There was very much zero qualifications to work at this job other than you got a nice rack and you were pretty. And now this person insisted on paying 10 American dollars to my fry cook who was working the fryer and the dessert area and the salad area all at the same time. He was having to work 3 stations so that he would come out there and roll up silverware. Okay? $10. $10 secret cash. And by the way, he would be on the clock on the kitchen labor, right? So
cheaping him and ripping off the company.
So I explained to her at the time, I said, this guy makes $8 an hour. $8 an hour. I said, this guy's going to come in here at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and he's going to leave here at 2 a.m., okay? He's going to leave here at 2 a.m., and he'll be lucky if he makes $100 today. Right? They're also going to take taxes out of all of the income that he's making. This chick's walking away with wads of cash in her pocket every single day and trying to give $10 to my guy. And now, needless to say, I had to explain to him in Spanish exactly how much money she was making. After that, he stopped because I said, look, if she pays you to do her side work, you do her side work, not clocked in, which means you need to do her side work, not when you're working in here. Okay? And it took a while to explain to the guy that, like, you need to clock out, go home, change your uniform, come back in a server's uniform if you want to do her side work for $10, okay? Now, there was an agreement on the table that if she wanted to multiply that $10 by 10, I would allow it to happen. I said, if you want to give him $100 to do your side work, I will agree to it. Needless to say, that cheap bastard was rolling her own silverware from there on out. But I had that conversation hundreds of times over and over again with those people who didn't want to do their extra work, right? Which, by the way, isn't extra work. It's just your job, period, right? But the extra things need to be accomplished so that they're set up for the next day. There was a self-entitlement with, oh, I get tips. I'm a tipped employee. Okay. And they, by the way, were constantly hustling and trying to find the easiest way to get in and out and doing their job and make money off of the customers. So I don't think if I was a store owner, I would want to impart that culture, that environment, that onto especially something like a pet store, right? I would want everybody at my pet store to be at least fairly knowledgeable about everybody's department, to know what's going on, to be able to run the cash register, to be able to run, help stock, help this, help clean, help all that. I would want everybody to be a multifaceted, multi-talented employee and everybody be making approximately the same amount of money, a living wage. And that's what I would personally do if I was a store owner. That's what I would be gunning for. And if I couldn't do that, I probably would shut the store down because Roosevelt said it best, right? It should be a living wage. The minimum wage should be a living wage. But I digress, you know? we get on these rants sometimes, and they go, "Chef's an asshole," and I go, "Yeah, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? You put me in the environment, and you're wanting me to manage somebody else's created environment." So that's what I was constantly doing. Anyhow, Stephen Law's here. What's up, buddy? How you doing? Oh, good to see you. Good to see you. It's good to give people end of year bonuses, though. I fully agree with that. I always think that that's great because we do live, let's say first world problem or whatever. End of year, it's holidays, regardless of, is it what? Rosh Hashanah, Christmas, Rumspringa, I don't know, whatever weird thing you celebrate at the end of the year, the solstice. You guys could have like a weird solstice party on the shortest day of the year, unless you're in the southern hemisphere. Then it's the longest day of the year, which I could fully understand that. I can't wait for June 21st, right? June 21st? June 21st, longest. Isn't it longest day of the year? Summer solstice. It can also fall on June 20th or June 22nd, depending on the year and time zone you are in. Okay. Yeah. I look forward to June 21st, the longest day of the year. I'm hoping that we go up to Alaska this year for June 21st. I want to get a hot 22 hours of daylight. I want to get it and just rub it all over my body, you know what I mean? Get that daylight, sunshine shining on me. That would be cool. But regardless, even if you're there in like July, it's still light forever.
And it keeps you away from naked bicyclists. Sorry.
Naked bicyclists? What?
Bicycle. Oh, Fremont. I was thinking of the Fremont Solstice Parade.
Oh, yeah. I used to live in Fremont, so I don't really care. If people got their bird out, it just doesn't bother me. I don't care.
Okay.
If people got their hang down or their boobs out or their chocha or whatever, I'm like, all right, just don't force me to engage with it. I don't want to touch it, but I don't care about seeing people's bodies. This doesn't bother me. It never has. Never has.
Cool.
Yeah, so the Solstice Parade never really bugged me. The weird people in bondage gear when there's kids in the crowd, that always kind of weirded me out because like the bondage gear has it has an implication, right? Then kids are going to ask questions like, what's up with that outfit? Now, having a kid myself now, I really doubt that kids would ask. They don't ask anything that's like. They would probably think it's like a superhero outfit or something goofy like that. You know what I mean? Like I don't know that they would. They obviously do not think about anything sexual ever. But
right.
It's just like a stupid conversation that you're like forcing on parents to have like with their kids. It's just fucking stupid, So that kind of crap would just irritate me. I'd just be kind of irritated by it. But, if you're wearing that, what's that captain's hat that gay guys wear sometimes? Captain's hat. Like this thing. Oh yeah, I have to show you.
That would help.
I'll have to show you. Hold on. Let me find my source button. Where's my source button? These things are great, though. I gotta say. I don't know about this guy's, like, the glasses are not good. These glasses are terrible. Whoever this dude is, like, stop. These glasses are bad. The hat is fantastic. That hat's great. The captain's hat, I'm into it. Because you could always just say, like, he's just a fancy captain. Like, he owns a boat. Oh, here we go. Here's the female version. This one has the goggles on it. I don't know when the steampunk goggles thing, it's, like, always existed. As a matter of fact, I've got it back there. Those are my welding goggles.
Yeah.
What is it with welding goggles? They're, like, fucking badass, dude. I don't know. They should be not badass, but they are. Like, regardless of anything, really, They're just badass. And Lady Gaga's great, too, so 100%. I've been on a Lady Gaga kick here for the last little while. Oh, my God, we got a super chat. Should have had my chat window open.
Uh-huh.
Get to roll into that silverware, people. Oh, get to roll into that silverware. Rolling Silverware rants. Super chat. Oh my God, she went full red. Well, thank you, Witchy Cat, for the $100 super chat. I don't know if anybody else can top you. I'm too poor. I couldn't even top that.
Did last week, so
I'm too
I
poor.
had to.
Oh,
I had
Skogs
to
did.
get back at Skogs.
Skogs did top you last week. That's true. I'd forgotten. I hadn't forgotten, actually. I looked at my earnings this week, yesterday, and there's a big. It goes like this. You know, there's a big spike there, and I was like, oh shit, Steven Skoglund attacked my earnings chart. Now it's all out of whack. But I would prefer it to be out of whack than not out of whack. Let's just be honest.
Right?
I do want to do YouTube full time, and I guess that's probably why I'm so stressed out about this shit. Because, you know, Vicky was like, "I don't understand why you're so stressed out," and I'm like, "I'm fucking trying to get this shit done," you know. And she's like, "It's self-imposed timelines. Just calm down." And I'm like, "I am calm. I'm just stressed out," you know. And
I'm calmly stressed out.
I'm calmly stressed out, and it's, you know, frankly, it is what it is. You know, I don't know. I'm making headway, and there's only one option. There's only one option. It's head down, run into the wall, slowly. You know, just push into the wall, and eventually the bricks will fall over. You know, it just will happen.
Or you'll be frozen Han Solo style on carbonite. But okay, yeah.
I can't get frozen in carbonite. That's not real. That's from a movie.
It should be real.
It should be real. It would be dope. I would sign up for it, actually. If I could get the carbonite freeze and just like skip 20 years, fucking baller. I'd wake up and like the robots would be making YouTube videos, and I'd be like, fucking sweet. Here you go. Look, they're doing it. It's all good. Although I probably would wake up hoping to wake up in like an egalitarian society, and it would not be the case. It'd probably be the opposite, right? Because if people like me had the option to like freeze themselves, I would end up freezing myself. We'd all sign up to get frozen, and like the MAGA fans would stay here and just start hooting and hollering and running around in people's yards in the middle of the night, you know?
Right.
You know, some people were saying that whoever was running around was probably a Zoomer. My guess from who was running around in the yard in the middle of the night, yes, it probably was a teenager, and my guess would be they ran over there and peed against the fence, if I had to guess. Watching the video and the timeline of what they were up to and then them running back the other direction. My guess is it was some teenagers walking down the street, and one of the teenagers had to pee, and they said, hey, there's a tree over there. I'll run over here. I'll go pee, and I'll run right back and catch up with my friends. That would be my guess. To blame it on MAGA people is just funny, so I'll just blame it on Trump and the stupid MAGA weirdos. Yeah. But you know, it is what it is. It is what it is, because they would have ended up with bullet holes in them if they really. And it probably would have been the perfect night. You know, it would have been the perfect night to mess with my house because the girls weren't even here. I wouldn't have had to worry about them. I could have just shot through all of the walls and not worried about hitting any of my spouse or daughter.
Right.
I mean,
maybe
a dog,
pet.
maybe a dog or a chicken or one of my neighbors, but those would be concerns. But you know, not the daughter or the spouse. They were too far away. I couldn't have shot them with bullets. It would have been impossible. Physical impossibility. So
there would have been some splaining about the holes in the walls.
Well,
no big deal.
Probably the blood and all that, and the cops. Yeah. You know, that probably would have been the bigger.
It's a hell of a way to get free rent.
Free rent? How do you get free rent?
You know, 3 hots and a cot.
Oh, in jail?
Yeah.
I think we have castle. We have pretty much castle doctrine in Washington. It's not exact. It's not Texas, but
thank God.
It's pretty close.
I mean, yes. Yeah. Kids in hoodies living on the edge.
Let's look it up.
Okay.
Yeah. So in Washington State, there is no duty to retreat when a person is assaulted in a place where he or she has a right to be. So if you're in your yard, you can't shoot somebody. But if somebody busts in the door to your house, you can shoot them. But you have a duty to retreat. If it's sorry. Let me rephrase that. Let me start over. Washington has no duty to retreat if you're in a place where you have a right to be. So technically, if you're in your yard, you have a right and a right to be there, so you don't have to retreat. You can stand your ground there. You can stand your ground inside your house. But one of the caveats there is that I know that somebody in 99 or 2005 or something like that. I mean, it was like 20 years ago. Somebody broke into somebody's house. Somebody pulled a gun on them, and the person like was leaving and ran outside, and the person shot them in the back, and I think they got convicted for that. Yeah, in Washington State, a person does not have a duty to retreat from a conflict before using force in their home. So yeah. Yeah, Washington State. So Washington State, like, people will be like, "Oh, Washington State's full of lib cucks." It's like, yeah, we have the Wild West laws here, bro. Like, what are you talking about? Washington State's a right to combat state too. Like, if you get in a fight with somebody and you both agree that you're going to get in a fight, the police can't intervene legally at all. They have to let you fight until somebody. So, for instance, if you're in a fight with another man, like let's say two men get in a fight, they're allowed to fight. The police just could stand there and watch. They're allowed to fight each other until one person is like on the ground and clearly cannot defend themselves anymore. Now you're assaulting the other person. But in the meantime of being able to fight, it's basically like hockey rules, right? If both people are up on their skates, you can still keep punching each other. As soon as somebody like falls down on the ice, you can't be like kicking somebody on the ground because you're no longer in combat. You're actually just assaulting somebody who can't defend themselves. So, it's a little bit dicey as far as like that portion goes. But I've literally, I've seen probably on 2 different occasions, maybe 3. I've seen bar fights spill out into the road and the cops just like waiting, like, all right, you guys are allowed to fight. If you want to fight, if somebody asks for help, we will assist. But like, these guys are just fighting. Let them fight. So yeah, we have Wild West laws around here.
Hide.
What's that?
Fight Club doesn't need to hide. Fight Club can be.
Yeah, you can talk. You can talk about fight. You can talk about Fight Club. You don't need the first rule in Washington. You can just talk about it. It's fine. Like no one's going to get arrested unless it's proven that you were actually just assaulting somebody else, which nowadays would be very difficult to do because most people will have their cell phones out.
Right.
And you're like, here's the video. They were both just fighting each other. What do you want?
No cold cocking anybody, but other than that,
No, you can't just go around punching people. That's just a battery.
And yet so tempting at times. Anyway, go on.
But yeah, it's always funny to me, like when people are like, "Oh, Washington's full of a bunch of lib cucks or whatever," and it's like, open carry's legal here. Like, like, what else do you need? Like, yeah, we have like registration laws and concealed permit, concealed weapons permit and stuff like that. But there's no reason to get rid of those laws because if you're somebody who's law-abiding citizen, you can get all the weapons you want. You can get all of the self-defense you want. It's all good.
Yeah. Why do you care if you have to?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, here it is. Here's the description. Here's the one of the legal descriptions of assault versus battery. If anyone was confused, this confuses people all of the time. Because somebody will run up and punch somebody or whatever, and they're like, that's assault. Like, that's not assault. That's battery. Now, if you were cussing and swearing and threatening to cause harm to them before you punch them, that's assault and battery. That's a bigger charge, right? Battery is this part. Battery is the part where you're getting them physically. Assault's just basically screaming, spitting, and other things. But, yeah, battery is when it gets the physical. I always find that
pointing at people.
I always find that confusing for a lot of folks out there. But then again, a lot of folks didn't even bother to read the laws, read their local codes or anything like that. Oops. I did the squiggle thing and it closed all my windows. Okay, there we go. Bring them back. Bring my windows back. Yeah, whack the chart. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Skogs sent the chart right out of whack with his super chat last week. Now it'll be weird looking again tomorrow when I look at it and go like, what's this? It's got bumps in it. It's got dips and valleys. It's got peaks. It's got valleys. It's got all of the things. But I was talking to Skogs last week about the that ARC GPU, and just to clarify, so far we are functional in the ARC GPU department. I've run basically like just some speed tests on it and stuff to make sure that it's functioning properly. That's all I've done. This afternoon, video software goes on it, and the first video is getting onloaded onto it. I had to find this is hilarious. I had to find, that stupid code that they give you for software that's like ZXY4, GRP93, tilde, asterisk 5, and it's like 5 sets of weird stuff for your code. I had to find that thing. Yeah. It was in a box in all of these little slips of paper and folders and things from software validation. I don't have a digital copy of it, so I had to find the analog paper copy that they sent out with the disc when I got my video software, because I actually opt for the send me the hard copy too, because I am mildly irresponsible when it comes to my software getting loaded or unloaded.
I can't find the video I made yesterday, let alone a code you sent me 2 years ago.
Oh, well, I've got them all in a box. I've got them organized. It's one of the few things that I have organized, because I'm like, $250 software, huh? Okay, I'll save this in this box and then not throw this box away. So I have a bunch of discs, DVDs, and DVD-ROMs and stuff like that.
I was excited to find a motherboard manual yesterday after.
Oh my God! Did you find it?
Yes.
Oh my God! If you guys don't know the story, because we didn't record it or anything like that, but I was helping. I was helping her put together her computer, and we couldn't find the motherboard manual to follow the steps that the motherboard wanted us to put the computer together with. And
now, mind you, this is in 240 square feet. You should not be able to lose anything.
Her off-grid cabin is about as big as, I don't know, somebody's kitchen. It's not very big. It's not, it's 10 feet by 10 feet by 20 feet. We'll just say that. They don't need the actual dimensions. We don't need to document the actual dimensions, guys. It's only 200 square feet. If anybody ever asks, it's bigger on the inside. It's like the
it's blue.
It's like Doctor Who's phone booth. It's bigger on the inside. Don't worry. And we couldn't find I don't understand where it went. I don't know where it went. Apparently, you found it yesterday. I was up there like a month and a half ago.
I know. Yesterday. Yeah.
It's a tiny space. I don't know where it went. It just went into the continuum. Maybe it found the one ring. So
it's possible.
Maybe it found the one ring and it went invisible, and Sauron's ring is there. So I would keep an eye out for that.
It was in a place that we both looked multiple times.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what to say about that.
I don't either. I think we were both just a little hangry and just having a moment. So.
Do you still not have any snow up there? I was shocked. I was talking to my mom yesterday, and she was over in Eastern Washington, and she's like, "Yeah, there's really no snow over here still." I'm like, "Oh."
Yeah, no, it's just now starting to snow a little bit, but there's nothing yet on the ground. And of course, the instant you get off my easement road, it doesn't look like it snowed at all. I am right on the edge of the snow line at this stage.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
so I'm up here thinking, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to go anywhere. And I, drive a mile and it's like, oh, that's embarrassing.
Yeah, you put on all your chains and everything and you get ready for
exactly.
a winter onslaught. And then you're like, oh, it's It's just dry road. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We're cool. We're
Just
cool.
me.
Don't worry.
Microclimates. I get it.
Let's see. What's our snowpack? What's our snowpack like? It can't be good.
It is ugly. It's something like 35%.
We're only 42% below average for this time of year. Okay. So the snowpack is not great, but not desperate. Because a couple big storms and it could catch right back up.
It could.
So it's currently
skiing
at
cousins are mad.
It's at 58% if it's 42% below, right? So, yeah.
Look at you mathing.
We may have a bit of a drought this summer, but we'll see.
Oh, please don't say that.
Well, hey, man, it is what it is. Me saying it or not saying it will not affect it at all.
I know, but everything burns.
Yeah, man. What do you want me to do, man? I try to convince people like fucking you got to stop doing the dumb shit and ruining the environment, and they're like, "Oh, you're a cuck, fuck you," and I'm like, "I don't." All right, great. You shut. Is that a conversation? No, but it is.
No.
Today. Let's see. Current snowpack levels. Actually, Central Columbia, Upper Yakima, and Upper Columbia are at 60%. Central is at 47. South 47. Oh my God, the Olympics are only at 22%. That is not good. So the Olympic snowpack currently is not good at all. That's not great. That's the opposite of good. And this is updated January 2nd, 2024. That's fucked. Okay, so it's not good. Well, hopefully the Olympics don't catch on fire this year because that was brutal. I don't know. Were you around for that?
Yes, I was.
Yeah. Over here, I mean, here it was, the outside was orangey red. The outside. There was that much smoke on this side. And they were basically like, you can't go outside. It's not good. Yeah, I wore my respirator out for my walks. And I didn't take the dogs with me because I was like, you guys got to stay in here. It's not good for you.
Right? They're constantly talking about trying to, deal with respirators and stuff or smoke conditions for livestock around here. And there's no solving.
There's nothing you can do for them. A, they're not going to keep it on, and B, if they did, how are they going to eat? Like they spend all day rutting around, living off BLM land. So. The hell was that? Oh, Vicky's out there bonking around the front door. Can we trust her? Is she trustworthy? What's she got? She's got documents and stuff. What is it? What'd you get? Is it good? No? Oh, okay. Our old elderly neighbor wants us to bring Olivia by for a visit. We have a very elderly neighbor. I think she's 88 years old. She's wily. What was the country singer? Ricky Skaggs? Is that right? Let's see here. Might be right, might be wrong. I don't know. I was trying to figure something out, but it didn't work. Nobody's chatting in the chat. Everyone has just stopped chatting in the chat. Everyone's being quiet. Is it because it's 2:43 p.m.? Is that the problem? It's too much to handle. Are we gonna have to play Risk because nobody's chatting anymore? Oh my God! I'll do it.
Not that.
I'll do it, you weirdos.
We're gonna force you to it.
Well, we are nearing the 2-hour mark for today. So I think starting a game will probably run into my putting the video software on the other computer. I'm excited to do it. We had some appointments this morning, so we had to go to those. Family healthcare appointments we had to go to. So, but everybody's doing good. You know, the annual stuff. It's what happens when you have healthcare. You have to, like, go to doctoral appointments, you know?
Very important stuff.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, everybody's being quiet, so should we call it for today? What do you think? You got any pressing, you got anything pressing to bring to the show?
No actual fish stuff. I got a bunch of stuff to start setting up my tanks.
Glorious.
I have new lights and stuff, and I ordered a new pump. I've decided to do just bubble filters in it instead of anything crazy, but I'm not yet ready to put things together. So yeah, we'll see. I'm getting closer.
Getting
I now have
closer
to.
and closer.
I need to glue glass together, silicone glass together, and that's always fun and exciting.
You got a silicone glass together for what?
Well, I didn't order actual tanks. I'm gonna do the Serpa Design IKEA bookshelf tanks.
Oh, okay.
And I had to, the first set of glass, IKEA, in its infinite stupidity, i.e. wisdom, sends 24 by 15-inch glass with literally no packing foam or cushioning material or fragile stickers.
Mm-hmm.
And so I received a really nice tempered glass puzzle.
Oh, that's right. It came all broken, shattered.
Yes.
Bummer.
So those finally came back in, and
yeah.
So I'm gonna do all that and start ordering plants this week.
All
and
right.
That'll be fun.
All right. Well, we'll call it for the day because I have to go to the bathroom. So it's bathroom time for your boy. Big thanks for all the super chats today. Thank you for, no, we didn't get any members, but thanks for the super chats today. And thanks for subscribing and hitting the like button and all that stuff. And we'll talk to you sooner than later. All right. Bye-bye.